It is game 14 and the last classical game of the FIDE World Championship in Astana, Kazakhstan. There were many predictions of what Ding would play on move 1. So far, he's had success with the Kali, the London system, and the English. The ceremonial move for white was made by Alana Biriksi, the FIDE World School chess champion. The move for black was made by Molen Sagathanuli Ashiembayev, chairperson of the Senate of the Parliament of Kazakhstan. Ding played d4. Yan responded with the Nimzo Indian. Once the tension in the center was broken, Ding brought his knight to g5, which made it quite clear that he wanted to follow this idea with h4.
Well, first of all, Yan actually got his chance. The engine seems to think black is a bit better. Like, it's not much, but it's like just like in Wish's case, right? I mean, playing the most solid way actually sometimes creates some chances for you that you did not even, see coming, sort of. So yeah, the line I kind of liked was.
I gotta say that, Jan also just a couple of moments ago, he again started smiling. I mean, he seems to be smiling a lot during this game.
Yeah. No, well, I kind of get it, right? They're both exhausted, and you're like, okay, so like
he just looked up and Ding. He was like looking at him. It's also something you don't do. He's like, all right, I mean, you're going to be that aggressive against me, huh?
No, I think Jan goes like, okay, they're both exhausted. They played this like a difficult match, and Jan came up there like very well prepared with the solid openings. And he runs into knight g5, h6, h4, and he's like, all right, this nonsense again, like of some kind. And Jan is, clearly he is good, like a very good player. He actually understands that, like it should not be too good for white. For white, I said the same, right? No, it's fancy, like it's cool. It could be that white is actually like okay, but his smile is actually like a sign of him thinking, well. Like I see what you're doing, sort of. It's kind of funny that you have the guts to do it, like in the crucial game. But in some way, I guess it releases the pressure too.
I was very optimistic after knight g5. Also, a little bit excited when playing this move. But then I realized after queen c7, it's suddenly I have to. Go to a defense mode. Yeah, that's a turning point of the game, I guess.
Ding plays knight takes e4 to trade queens. But was bishop b4 by Ding a bit over-optimistic?
Actually, I just didn't buy it, yeah. So it didn't seem like it's gonna work because I never played any like suspicious moves. Yeah, like I'm well developed and yeah, like if knight g5 and h4 would win every game, then it would be like chess would be much easier for white.
But obviously with this move I'm playing for a win. Yeah, at that point I thought it might be the decisive game.
So Rob is saying, I feel like having a deja vu with Topol of Anand and Sofia 2010. Playing for a win, ending with losing the title at the last game of the World Chess Championship match. Well, I can see why he sees that parallel. Yeah. Basically it's the scenario where the player playing white just pushes too hard, goes too aggressively, and it backfires, and they lose the game at the last minute, right? And Nepo has actually played the maneuver that Vishy was suggesting a little while back. He played rook d8 and knight f8. He put that knight on the back rank, slightly passive. And Ding is now initiating a series of trades in the center.
Yeah, Ding played knight e4, which is I think a bit of a concession, but at the same time I would like as white I would be feeling some kind of relief already. So once again, as we said before, knight f8 kind of justifies everything white was doing, knight f8 is solid, but at least as white we know that we are not going to be punished, it seems. So after knight e4, Jan took on e4 instantly, and now Ding has to choose between playing knight takes e4, trading the queens.
Which actually seems fairly likely, no? Positionally, I do like this move, and I don't think he did that. What did he play? He played bishop b4.
Okay. Very
interesting.
Yeah, very straightforward way of doing this.
So he's basically saying, like, I want to trade your bishop that's attacking my pawn. I also want to get these dark squares, and I don't really care about these double pawns, like somehow they're not going to be a problem.
Okay, but what's wrong with bishop c6?
Okay. Let's see, by the way, Jan's reactions. Does he have any reaction to this move? Okay, so far he's looking like, okay, again, you see, he never fails to make some sort of facial expression.
Yeah.
And so he again shows like, he's like, what is that?
Well, it was slightly unpleasant for white, but after bishop b4, it seems like if things don't work out too well for white probably is just lost after this move. I mean, it's look very, very very suspicious. But yeah, I guess thanks to this move rook c4, white is not losing by force, and then I guess knight c5 was an inaccuracy, so maybe knight e5 was the move, but yeah, surprisingly the position is still quite solid. Yeah, but bishop b4 is such a decision, probably indicated that my opponent thinks he's in trouble.
And he plays knight c5. Okay.
Knight c5.
Which is, like, according to the engine, just bad.
Okay, Vishy says, Ding goes for 21, knight c5, but there is a flaw in his line. He seems to have relaxed a bit early. The line bishop takes g2, rook g1, bishop c6. Yes, bishop c6. Let's see, that one was what Nepo did not do. b5. Now let's just go back for a second. So it's this bishop c6, first provoking that. Bishop d5, e4, b6 isn't trivial but not impossible to find. If Nepo finds it, then Ding is in serious trouble. But Nepo did not find it.
But you did.
Yeah, that's
so people. Feel free to use this.
No.
Praise Arena hashtag,
Ding attempts to gain space on the queen side by capturing on b7 and getting his pawn to b5 and b4. He later tries to capitalize on the open g file.
This knight on f8 was not doing much.
Okay, so Ding played b4.
Okay.
And the move knight d7 is the one that we're kind of worried about here for white.
He played rook c2 g3, which we actually wanted at first.
Yes.
And which is, I think, bad, yeah?
Oh, wow. It's kind of sad. And Jan again is like, whoa. He's like, what a gift. I mean, do you see his expression?
Yeah.
He just can't believe what he's seeing in this game.
Okay.
Wow. I mean, I gotta say, the thing is, like, again, this move is, it is findable. It's possible to, think of it, give up the pawn.
No, but it's not about Ding missing king d2. It's about him missing something after rook c2 g3.
Well, what is he missing, right? Are we playing g6 or are we just taking on c5?
Even though Ding had full control of the g file, Jan made a convincing effort to strike back in the center with rook d8.
Well, I think black had many options, and rook d8 is one of the most decent ones. It basically forces the rook ending with an extra pawn for black. So after, let's say, king d2, which Ding, by the way, I think has just... Oh, he went to e2. Mm-hmm. Okay. It's probably allows rook c3. And this is exactly what Jan plays.
Yeah, he played that quite quickly, and in fact, it's kind of tricky with his bishop.
Yeah, king e2 was just probably a blunder. He basically, he started smiling now, which is a bad sign.
Jan started smiling? Or
no, I think Ding started smiling.
Wow, he hasn't really been smiling too much in this match. I mean, so king e2 is just a quite poor move that allows black this additional option of rook c3.
Yeah.
Because I mean, at least over here, black wouldn't have had that square.
Well, it's clear that like objectively with the best play it has to be a draw probably, but in a practical game it's tough to be white. But it doesn't matter anymore. I have a feeling we'll have like the new world champion within the next 30 minutes.
Jan builds his considerable advantage, and by move 35, it was almost certain he'd find a way to convert it. All until move 36.
And actually, he played the move e5 quite quickly upon returning to the board.
Okay.
So he just went with pawn e5, not a rook move, as we were considering.
Kind of makes sense too. Well, I don't think white has like really the way to like avoid this rook ending pawn down eventually. So it's kind of hard to figure out the difference.
I mean, the point of why this doesn't work here is that when you take and you try the same trick, right, is that this rook can take and the king doesn't have to get into a check, so this rook is safe.
Yeah, we were just told e5 was kind of a mistake, which I, for the moment, don't quite get. So what's wrong with it? Rook h8, I guess?
Okay,
It is b6 again. This is actually nice.
Wow.
So the point is that after rook h8, rook d6, black has this like, white has this brilliant resource of playing b6.
And so if the rook takes,
Yeah, then we just take on a8 and
this endgame, we're still down a pawn, but this one is like somehow better than the other ones used to be.
yeah, but of course it is. This is kind of easy to explain. First
Because
of all,
this pawn is bad here, or what?
well, first of all, the f7 pawn is kind of weaker. Yeah, rook f3 is there, but secondly, yeah, exactly, as you're showing,
Maybe
yeah,
like more chances for this king to come in.
exactly. I mean, his chances are
Wow.
pretty
Wow,
good. I
that's
suspect.
crazy that this one innocuous looking pawn move is actually possibly going to decide whether or not black wins this game or not.
Probably I should have spent some more time, but at the moment it seems like normally it seems that I knew what's the correct move, but not every time it was correct.
And Ding played it.
With like 30 seconds left.
Yeah, but you don't want to leave it to that. Yeah,
And
he played
I think played it, yeah, okay.
Yep. So he found the key resource that Nepo's move e5 gave him.
I guess e5 is the move which spoils the advantage, because I missed the idea that after rook h8 he can double actually on the back rank, yeah, like play rook g to g8. This was quite a shocking moment, and yeah, I guess some move like rook b3 instead of e5 and white is just paralyzed. So it would be basically a matter of like quite a simple technique.
It was a rook and pawn endgame, with an extra a-pawn for Jan. It had its notable moments, even though players took their time finding ways to create chances. The evaluation wouldn't budge one bit. Soon enough, players agreed to a draw, ensuring another full day of chess tomorrow.
This is not so clear for me.
King b3, I'm checking it, rook b5. I'm not sure.
B5, B1.
Rook e5? King b3 or the rook b5? Oh, then okay, you have some counterplay. Oh, maybe. Or maybe a draw. But maybe I could like not let.
Yeah, on F3 it's a
Okay,
better
yeah.
version.
What?
On F3 it's a better version.
No, I mean okay. I just missed. You can
F4.
go to rook and yeah, like. So because the idea rook g to g8, yeah, like
Yeah,
the
rook g8.
Yeah, that's maybe I should start with rook d6 instead of. No, I mean start with rook d6 instead of e5. Yeah, e5 maybe e5 in precise. Okay.
The chief arbiter joined the press conference as it was concluding to discuss the format for the tiebreaks.
The final result is equal 7-7. According to the regulation, tiebreak shall be played tomorrow at 3 p.m. 4 rapid games shall be played with time control of 25 minutes plus 10 seconds increment per move, starting from move 1. In case of time, after 4 rapid games, 2 blitz games shall be played with time control of 5 minutes plus 3 seconds increment per move, starting from move 1. If after 2 blitz games the results tied, additional 2 blitz games shall be played with the same time control, 5 minutes plus 3 seconds per increment per move, starting from move 1. It means 4 rapid games first and 2 plus 2 blitz games. In case that result is tie, we will play 1 blitz games with time control 3 minutes plus 2 seconds increment per move, starting from move 1. After the first game is tie, we will play another blitz game with the same time control with opposite colors. In case of tie, we will repeat last 2 games, again 1 per 1, until the one player wins. Now it's time to organizing a drawing of colors for the rapid games. Okay, I would like to ask Mr. Ding Lijen to choose one box, because the Mr. Jan Nepomniachtchi did it during the opening ceremony from the standard games. Mr. Ding?
Yeah, I can. Yes, please take it. It's white pieces.
It's white. I will check the second one. Mr. Dingligen tomorrow first game will play with white pieces and Mr. Jan Nepomniachtchi with black pieces.
14 grueling games, Jan Nepomniachtchi and Ding Ren are tied with 7 points each. All will be decided tomorrow. In a matter of hours and a minimum of 3 games, one player will walk out the playing hall a world champion. Irina and Daniel will have a lot to cover in tomorrow's broadcast beginning at 3 p.m. local time.